Welcome back to the Oracle section of today's episode of 1320 Time Stream. So let's pull up some information here for all these seals and tone combos. Cosmic Seed, Cosmic Storm, Cosmic Serpent, and Magnetic World Bridger. So the whole day is really about that transcendence, that endurance. Let's move beyond. But in order to do that moving beyond, we're going to have to be present. We're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to show up and kind of sit through it. We're going to have to last through it. We're going to have to endure. And that's what's going to allow us to get over it, whatever it is. And so I feel that the seed is showing, the seed in this kind of energy really, to me, feels like today's that day where the shell of the seed breaks open and that beautiful little green center with the sprout starts to come out, right? And so that endurance and the seed, it's like today doesn't really seem like a day for starting things. It doesn't really seem like a day for planting seeds, especially because we are on the last day of the wave spell. We may have a vision of what's to come, but as far as the seeds go, it seems like we have endured, and now the seeds will ripen. Now the seeds will flower. In another respect, we may see what a seed is to plant, but we're going to have to wait to plant it. Hence also that enduring tone. This kind of moves up to the storm. The storm having this aspect of taking charge and self-generating, as well as kind of the serpent. The serpent also has an interesting role to play today, I feel. And these may kind of jump back and forth. The storm, I really see it as it's the aspect that is nurturing this seed. There's a cloud that is about to break. Today may be the day where it breaks, and you're going to have to endure that storm energy. And it's going to really define the vision. It's going to define the eagle's flight, how that storm breaks. Staying in the eye of that, as well as like there may be many things going on, but there needs to be a simple and formulative outcome for the eagle's vision to really take hold, to take place, to be that's like, okay, we have a center dynamic here which we can all focus on, even though there are many particles floating and flying around. They're naturally going to be there, and they're also like the seeds, all these different seeds and ideas, these particles almost like pollen just flying around in a mist, but there's kind of like this center area where it's clear what the phenomenon is, what the isness is, and the eagle can kind of see/fly right through that. The serpent really makes me feel today that outside of all of the kind of classic serpent mythology and description, to me it really feels like the idea of the eagle having this clear vision. The serpent may very well represent, okay, well, it's going to be challenging to bring it into being. That it represents kind of like the physical arms and legs of the activity. You may see how it all may pan out, but wow, I legitimately just saw an eagle fly overhead. I had to report that. That was extremely cool. It was probably only like 15 meters above me. That is insanely awesome. It was so well defined. Profoundly auspicious moment. Let's keep sharing. Okay. That's really cool. No, I did not make that up. That was amazing. So the serpent, I really feel, is like the challenging aspect of like, can you bring this into embodiment? Can you bring this into the physical guts and bones and skin of the operation? And what are the steps to do that? Right? The eagle sees all from above. Oh, it's great the way I see this from my mind. I see all the people, I see all the things. But when you come down and you make the movements, you make the relationships, that's very different. That's serpent territory. Serpent territory is touching all those aspects in a very direct way. The serpent in this way represents directness. absolute directness almost, because it's touching the thing, and it has to touch the thing exactly to know it. While the eagle is prone to more of a mentality and a projective nature, and though it can see almost perfectly clear, the aspect of the physiological relationship or connection with the thing simply is not present. And so the serpent needs to take responsibility for that energy to make the eagle's vision fully embodied, fully manifested. And so the world bridger comes here, and there's a unification of elements. There's a bringing together via the magnetic tone of all of the elements that need to bridge said world. Now, whether it's those, ideas, remember, this is kind of abstract. And so this can be really phenomenally placed over anything. And so I see kind of this storm of ideas and potentials that are guiding the eagle. The seed and the serpent here are really helping define what that is. They're helping it become real, and the world bridger is helping also, but the world bridger is focusing more on what is going away. It's like there's a teamwork or a combinationalism that is helping certain aspects of it die, so that the bridge can be worlded, the world can be bridged, and the eagle can move from one phase to the other. The great vision can land and become real for us. Yeah, that feels pretty good. So we're going to get into our meditation here. Stay tuned.